Welcome to H3 Live. You are here with Trish and Steve. Hey, Steve Bose.
Hey, Trish, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. It's great to be back on H3 Live.
I know it's been a minute. We kind of took a little break over the winter, but we are back. First day back, and we're going to actually have a more regular schedule again. So, what a better way than to have a special guest
And
returning
look who
triumphantly.
we pulled out for our first day back in a while on this Employee Appreciation Day, which is what we're going to talk about some today. It's Chris Leone from Oracle, our friend. He's the EVP/GM, Oracle Human Capital Management, and Trish, more importantly, I'd say. No, not more importantly, but supply chain management as well, which I love, by the way.
I do
I'm a
too.
procurement guy at heart, Chris. But
No.
That's awesome.
great to see you again. Chris, how are you?
I am great. It is great to see both of you. We were just catching up, so super fun to see what you all been up to. But yeah, pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me. Just love doing these things. So thank you.
Good. Well, you know what? Steve mentioned it is National Employee Appreciation Day. So we absolutely want to talk to you about that because I know you have several newer, not brand new, but newer sort of parts of your solution that really help employers handle things like employee appreciation year round. So maybe we'll throw the floor to you and let you kind of talk a little bit about what you've got going on.
Yeah, I'll talk about product first, and then we can talk about what I try to do internally. Yeah, so we've been thinking about employee experience for a while, so I won't go into the whole employee experience. That's been a huge investment for us. Really trying to change the game and simplify how we deliver solutions and capabilities to our customers, but so they can make it easier for their workforce. But recently we came out with something that was specifically focused on employee appreciation, and that was part of Oracle Me, our employee experience platform. But it was something called Celebrate, and Celebrate is a new solution that allows you to celebrate achievements, that basically highlight people that are aligning with your overall culture, just giving them kudos on work that they've done, and share that, and then have people comment, give thumbs up, or whatever they want to do in the organization. I think it's really important that we not only reward people monetarily as much as we can, but also with appreciation, and that's really what the employee appreciation is all about. And so Celebrate is a way to recognize employees, and then there's also a component of it that is allowing you to associate points, and points can have catch value, and making it more than just, hey, thank you for doing a great job, which we need to do more of anyway. And then sharing that with a lot of other folks in the organization, but also monetarily rewarding them for doing that as well. So I think it's a good way to improve overall culture within an organization.
Yeah, I love that it makes it easy because I think we all have good intent, but it's difficult when you're just in the throes of work, right? So I've seen both touch points and Celebrate, and I can tell you as a former Oracle customer, like I would have been all over this. Like this would have made not just my job in HR, but my leader's job, and even people rewarding recognizing colleagues, right? So it kind of works across your entire teams. So
yeah, part of the design is like funny. Part of the design, my lead product manager was like, it can't take more than 30 seconds to, share, positive, reinforcement to somebody and share with a large group. And it was a nice way for us to simply, so we've been doing a lot in generative AI. As you know, we've done a bunch of stuff. And, if you don't say generative AI in every HR, like analyst call, I don't think
you picked out of the club.
I think you got to do that, right? I don't know. But we've been putting in a lot of places, across our application, and we did it in Celebrate. So you can, put a few words in, praising somebody for teamwork or delivering on a great project, and have generative AI help you, come up with a really nice, way to celebrate their success, right? So just kind of putting the words with what your sentiment is, and making it easier. Simple use cases, but really powerful for people that, want to edit versus, create the paragraph that you want to send over. So,
yeah. That's awesome, Chris. And one of the things that the products do a great job at, but I think maybe you can speak to as a manager / leader yourself, is the importance of that manager checking in with those employees, both checking in with them on a regular basis, but also recognizing them, appreciating them, and showing that sort of gratitude, support, maybe even helping them with their next opportunity is a way to show appreciation. maybe you could talk a little bit about some of the things that you like to think about as a manager slash leader yourself.
Yeah, it's really, really good point. I think having check-ins on a periodic basis, right? So, I think at Oracle, what we've done is we've kind of, I don't want to say moved away from, a kind of formal performance process. But we kind of have in my group, in my organization. I mean, we definitely set goals and we definitely set objectives, but we have a check-in that is a little bit formal. And whether you do it bi-weekly or monthly, we actually use our check-in, solution where, you set, an outline of what you want to talk about, and you go through those, and then you send it, and it generates a follow-up email and note, and it's stored in the system. So you have some track record of what you've done. But we've kind of gone to these more frequent kind of check-ins. So people are getting feedback more frequently. So I love doing that. What I love even more, as you know, I love our product. I love the people that build our product. It's not me, it's the team that really does a fantastic job. And so my team knows that I love seeing demonstrations of what they're building or what they've built. And it doesn't have to be super polished and like done and PowerPoints. I just want to, let's go into the code, show me what you've built, and let's walk through it. And I'm excited about how you've solved technical problems, or how you've built this solution to meet the functional needs. And I love getting into the details. And those are kind of, for me, I mean, they're kind of rewards for me, because I love when we're building stuff and helps me understand what we're actually doing. But they're rewards for, the engineer that's actually, coding that part of the product. And it's really my way to listen to them, hear any challenges that they have. There could be, development productivity challenges. We're having trouble with our, IDE, and it takes too long to load, or, we have a lot of audit violations that are coming up, and, things that I can hear and try to make their job easier. And that's what I try to do is make them more productive. But it's also a great way for me to get to know them and give them positive reinforcement about what they're doing and all of that. So I love doing those things. And they're not like physical rewards, but we do them all the time. And I always say, look, I don't need 4 levels of, people up the org to do me the demo. Have the person that built it. So I develop a relationship with them and get back. So we do those things. The other thing that I like to do is we have, and this is probably pretty standard, we have quarterly reward type programs, and we've been doing that for a while, where we have, customer success, we have innovation awards, we have product delivery awards, and we have one more, I can't remember what it is. Employee recognition. So just a general employee recognition award. And so we do those quarterly, and I can't remember, we have maybe 20 or 30 or 40 across the organization, and they're peer nominated. So peers that won the last award nominate the next people. So it's not like, so it's kind of a different way to mix it up. And that was something that we picked up from somebody that came from another company that was doing that, and I loved it. So those are some of the things that we try to do internally.
I love that you have so many different ways you're tackling that, right? Because still, if you look at most surveys, like one of the top reasons people still leave is not having that connection with their manager, supervisor, leader. And so time with your leader is such a valuable thing. Having audience with, learning directly from, especially if you're more junior in your career, and then being able to capture that in the product, I think is just like it's a good full circle moment, right? To make sure that those things occur easily, but they're also just really personal. So
yeah, I think I really do think I am interested. So it's not like I'm faking it. I mean, I literally have, it's like there's a huge interest, and you guys see it when I show product. I mean, I could show you a demo of what team has built today. I could show you Celebrate, but I'm interested, and they see my interest and are excited about, like, I have just such a small part of the product, but he's really interested in what I'm doing, and it's sincere, and I think it goes a long way. So yeah, I mean, all of those things matter. You got to do. I think quarterly rewards, you got to do formal check-ins to let people know where they're at, but also the kind of micro feedback and check-ins, with individual contributors is also really important as well.
Yeah, these things are easy to do too. I'm sorry, Trish. They're easy to do, but they're easy to also forget, Trish. And you said that a couple of minutes ago, right? And I think having some technology behind you to help support you, help put some guardrails around it or frame it up and help you, even if it's just a simple reminder. Hey, Chris, manager Chris, you haven't checked in with Trish in a month.
In a while,
right? It's simple like that, and that can help a lot.
We have a new feature coming that I can't wait to show you. Probably the next analyst. I mean, it's coded now, so it's done. But so we have a new kind of manager activity center. I think that's what we're calling it. But activity center. But as part of that, we've made it really easy for a manager to go in and create a real simple survey. So we have pulse surveys and all of those types of things, but create a real simple. I just had a meeting, a team meeting or an offsite, and I want to create a 7-question survey to send it out to my directs. And we've done a couple things to make it like a 3-minute max 2-minute process to create the survey, create the questions. We're actually using Gen AI to actually if I give a title like team offsite for goals for the year, it'll give me 20 questions to choose from it. You can just check, pick the questions that you choose that you want, and that it'll populate the survey. And then it'll even go and I don't want to give all the IP away. It'll take it to the next
Someone
level.
else is going to listen to this.
I can't wait to show you. But the whole purpose is to go get feedback from what has just happened and do it in a really, really fast manner. So if I just had a meeting and I wanted to get feedback on a demo that like I was just shared, I could create a survey in like 3 minutes and send it out to 30 people that sat in that meeting,
right,
and get a result set in, whenever they fill it, however I leave it open for. So
that's
those
cool.
types of things where we're really trying to change the game, use some new technology, but also listen to our, workforce I think is really key. Not the annual. I mean, I think the annual survey is fine, and we do all that kind of stuff, but these kind of micro check-ins about what just happened, we're trying to do better at a lot of that and leveraging some of the new technology to make it fast. As you said, Trish, if I have to if it takes me too long, I'm just not going to do it, right? But if it's like this thing I can knock out in a minute or 2 minutes and get some really good results, I'm going to go do it.
Yeah.
I love that. And you know what? I felt like we needed like breaking news, kind of like
hot new thing.
But I'll tell you what I love about this is that like in our entire industry, right? For anybody listening to this, like you are one of the few people, one of the few leaders who actually does the demos every single time. And so now I sort of get the backstory of like, it's because you're having all these great check-ins where you're actually seeing what people do.
I'm guessing that the coders have to stop you from trying to do the code too at this point.
I feel like that, yes, right?
And I love all my team, and I really do appreciate everything they do. I mean, it's a really hard job, what they have to do every single day, and tool sets are not always perfect and all those things. But like just getting into the supply chain side, my background is not supply chain manufacturing, right? I mean, but my background is development and engineering and product management. I know all those things, and so for me to learn the products, and I know you know procurement pretty well, Steve. I know how the products work, and I've only been doing it for 9 months because I go through all the demos. I see how we connect processes. I see how inventory works, how order management works. I know this is not a supply chain call, but planning. But I get into like the details of how things work and going through those demos and seeing how people piece things together. And I understand how things flow behind the scenes, and then I understand how our technology works. Makes it easy to demo. Then when you do the demo, like you've heard it 500 times, right? You've been through all the micro, demos with all the team, and then it's just pretty easy to go do it yourself. So
great stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think it's you're curious, right? You're just a curious person. And I think if you're a leader and you might be thinking like, how do I connect better? Maybe I feel awkward. That's really the mindset, right? Go to your team with that spirit of curiosity. Because I will tell you an example. It just happened yesterday. It's like HR discussions are everywhere, right? So I went last night to get a massage.
Nice.
I'll shout out to Massage Envy, right? So anyway, but I'm in there and I'm talking to the woman that was doing it. And she asked me what I do. And I told her. And said I've been in HR a long time. And long story short, we wound up having a whole discussion about how leaders don't always know what your team does day to day. And then they feel unappreciated. So she gave me like a 20-minute talk on how important employee appreciation is. And I said, odd that you say that, because actually tomorrow is the day where you should be recognized more than any other day, right? Like it's like a good starting point. So if you think your team isn't thinking about it, they are. And they're telling your customers. So, and she wasn't doing it in a negative way, but she was saying like, this is really important. And she's probably in her late 20s. So it is important. We sometimes think we're too busy or whatever, but just go be curious, ask them what they're working on, ask them what they're up to, give them the praise, right? Give them the attention. So
I mean, it's we're returned to office, so we're in the office now, and it's great. I'll see people coming up the elevator with me, and not sure what team they're on. Oh, they're on my team, and I'm like, what are you working on? And it's like the third, 1 minute up the escalator or elevator.
they're freaking out when you ask them.
I know they're probably like,
oh God.
I'm just curious, like, what area are you in, and what do you? Oh, that's awesome. Or you're in this area. What have you been working on, and how's that going? So those, I mean, I'm just curious, as you say. I just, it's just nice to know and see where people are at, and
I think the bottom line is it's really taking an interest in people, their work, what they're doing, what they're passionate about, and even their lives a little bit outside of work, and showing that care and concern, the work-life balance issues, right? I just was reading a big survey from Calm that came out about stress and mental health in the workplace, and it just talked about, hey, when you're doing your one-on-one check-ins, check in on a person's well-being. Put that in your list of things to ask about, right? And it makes a huge, huge difference. So all those things kind of wrap together, right, to show how much we appreciate our teams. Chris, we can hold you all day on this. I had a bunch of Gen Z questions we didn't get to. We'll have to do them next time.
We'll have to do a podcast and cover it in depth, right?
Yeah, I had a lot there, but thanks for taking some time with us on Employee Appreciation Day. Because I know you got loads to do. So thank you. We do.
I appreciate you too, and hopefully, appreciate all our employees. They're great, fantastic, do all the hard work, and I do appreciate you too. And hopefully we'll see you. I think we got to have an analyst thing coming up, so hopefully I'll see you.
We'll see you soon.
Yeah.
All right.
And for anyone watching, I've got the banner up that you can see. You can go, obviously you can go to oracle.com, but if you want to be more specific, you can actually go and learn about, Oracle Celebrate, Oracle Touchpoints, Oracle Grow, really all of the ways that you can sort of bring all of this together with your workforce. So be sure to go check them out. All right, Steve, it's good seeing you.
You too.
It's good to be live again. Chris, come back anytime. We love having you.
Thank you.
And everyone can connect with you, I'm assuming, on LinkedIn, right? Is that the best place?
Come on in. Yeah, that's great.
There you go. All right, everyone. We'll go out, find your employees, appreciate them every day, but starting with today. We'll see you next time.